I said I'm sticking to my guns in the midst of evil. Sticking to my guns no matter what they say. The word of God will be my anchor. I won't bow and I won't run. Sticking to my guns. Hey, hey, yeah.
Behold, this day thine eyes have seen how that the Lord had delivered thee today into mine hands in the cave. And some bade me to kill thee, but my eye spared thee. And I said, I will not put forth my hand against my Lord, for he is the Lord's anointed. We know the word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. But David had been running for years away from King Saul, the man that had been hunting him down like an animal. And you know, I can understand if Saul's trying to kill him and David is up against the wall and, you know, and begging for his life. But what about a man that would go into a cave where the man that's been trying to kill him made 21 different attempts to kill him, would go into a cave with 3,000 more men? How is it that that man that was trying to kill him, and yet David would not even raise a finger to harm him? Young man come to me and he said, I don't know why, Darlene, I just can't find anybody. I said, listen, Kevin, I said, you're looking for a 10 and you're about a 2. He said, are you serious? I said, I'm telling you the truth, honey. Start looking for a 5. You know, a 2 can marry a 5, but a 2 can't get a 10. So that's the way I counsel. I'm not a very good counselor. As we look at David today, as crazy as it might seem, running from a man that's been trying to kill you, and now he goes into a cave where he is. But David asked a question. And a lot of times we can figure out, you know, reveals to us the mind of somebody by the questions that they ask. Because David asked Jonathan, which was Saul's son, which was David's best buddy, he asked him the question. He said, why won't your father accept me? And why is he trying to kill me? See, nothing is more upsetting to me. I don't know about you, but when somebody don't like you and they have no reason for not liking you. Just like today, I'm going to set before you an invitation. That you can get rid of this rejection. You can get rid of this, all of this remorse and all of this feelings of not being worthy or not being wanted. You know, kids cut themselves. And, you know, I never heard of this until this generation. But kids cut themselves because, and I asked a young girl that was in the mother's home, I said, why would you do this to yourself? She said, because the pain is so bad on the inside of me. If I can make the pain go to the outside of me, it gives me relief from this pain that I cannot touch. She said, I feel so much pain because my mother didn't love me and my dad is in prison. She said, so I cut myself, and when I feel that pain, that other pain goes away. But I've come to tell you that God can take that pain away from you. He can give you a pain. He can give you something for your pain. It's not just an Excedrin. It's not just a Bayer aspirin, but it's something that can heal you from the inside out. And you can say, Lord, I realize today that I'm special. See, Jesus was raised by a stepfather. So he knows what it's like to be the stepchild. He knows what it's like when all the other kids have got a mother and a father, but yet he has no father. Can you imagine what went through the town about him? Who's his father? Because everybody back in that day, you were known by your father. So can you imagine some of the people that talked and said, oh, Mary, you know, she had him before her and Joseph got together. So Jesus knows what it feels like to be the one that nobody seemingly cared about. He knows what that feels. So if you're here today and you've tried to, for somebody to accept you, let it go. Because did David ever get cured of this? Yes, he did. Because the Bible said that he said, when your mother and your father forsake you, then the Lord will lift you up. I've come to tell somebody today, I don't know who has rejected you in your life. Maybe it was when you was a child. Maybe it's through divorce, because that's the reason that divorce is so painful, is because one of them feels rejected. And when you, half the people in this congregation, according to statistics, have been married more than once, and somebody has felt that rejection. Why don't they love me? Why did they love that other person? Why did they leave me? It's always the whys that but we've got to let go of the past. David, as Paul said, forgetting those things that are behind me. You've got to forget who has rejected you and look at who has accepted you. He has accepted you on the grounds that he knew you. He knew who you would be. He knew how you would love him. He chose you from the foundation. You are special. I don't care who don't like you. You're special to God.
How he loves us, oh, how he loves us, how he loves us all.